Hello everyone, welcome aboard to COSA 25, Microsoft Access for Windows. I'm Professor Almeida and I will be your instructor for the 12 weeks that we are together in this online class. Coming up, I will share with you what you need to know and what to expect for your first week in the class so that you can be successful. There is no too long didn't watch or Cliff Notes version of this video. I'm honestly not sure how long it's going to run. So if you need a break, you always have the pause button. We're going to be using a one-stop shop called Canvas, and what I'd like to do is to show you how to get started. Again, if you need a break, you always have the pause button. All right, to get started, you want to visit the Long Beach City College website at lbcc.edu. You can click or tap on the Viking portal or click on Canvas LMS. Either way, you will need to log in with your student ID number and your Viking portal password. Now, if you don't remember your Viking portal password, the best thing to do is to just simply reset your password. Don't try to guess it, otherwise you're going to end up being locked out, and then you're going to have to contact the Student Technology Help Desk, which we'll get into later in the video. And you can also find a direct link to the Student Tech Help Desk right here. So if you get locked out, you're going to have to contact these folks, and you need to be mindful of the hours. So don't get locked out. When in doubt, reset your password. Once you've logged into your Viking portal, you can click on the big Canvas button in your portal, or if you came here to Canvas LMS, you can just follow this and you'll be taken to the Canvas dashboard. Now, if you've never used the Canvas dashboard or used Canvas before, let me show you how to get around real quick. The first has to do with card view. Now, if your dashboard looks something like this, it might be hard to find our class. So use this three-dot menu and make sure that you have chosen card view. On your left here is your account. This is where you can edit your profile and adjust your notification settings. You should be getting notifications for our class as I primarily communicate through Canvas announcements. If you need to contact me with questions about the course material or for other things related to this class, you can use the Canvas inbox. I do ask that you allow up to 24 to 36 hours for me to get back to you, and that's because I'm pretty busy, and you can see that I teach a number of different classes here, so your patience and understanding is appreciated. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at our COSA 25 class. Again, I'm Professor Almeida. Glad to have you aboard here. You can learn more about me by visiting my website at jpalmeida.com. Again, the best and easiest way to message me is through the Canvas inbox, and I do ask that you allow 24 to 36 hours for a reply. This class is fully online and asynchronous. So what does that mean? We don't have any scheduled class meetings. Your only real requirement is to log into Canvas and complete the weekly assigned material on time. Again, there are no scheduled class meetings. There is no Zoom. You just show up by logging into Canvas and you complete the assigned work. One thing to keep in mind, this is not a self-paced class. It is structured with weekly modules. And as you'll see, you have 2 weeks opening at a time. This is so that you can stay focused on the topic and not get too far ahead, because if you do that, well, you're really going to be missing out on the class. And also because, again, this is a structured course. It's not one of those where you can just get a whole semester done in 2 weeks. We don't do that here. All right, this class runs from Monday, March 3rd all the way through June 1st. My student office hours are a way for you to connect with me on the class materials. And if you need to reach out to me, you can visit me in person Mondays 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. I'll be in M229, and this is actually the COS Computer Lab. Thursdays, you can drop into the Canvas course chat from 9 to noon Pacific time. This is the chat. I will tend to be in here Thursdays 9 through noon. So you can drop into the chat if you have questions. Of course, outside of the chat, you can use this to talk amongst yourselves if you want to meet in real time. One thing I want to caution you, this is public space. This is a public space. So be careful about divulging too much information. If you need to contact me privately, you can do that through the Canvas inbox. And if you message me through the Canvas inbox during my student office hours, I will be more likely to get back to you right away. Okay, so keep that in mind during student office hours if you need to reach out to me through the Canvas inbox. Now, what I like to do here is to take you through how to get started. And I want to begin with the syllabus here. The syllabus is your guide to this class, and what to expect is very important that you read and refer to it throughout the semester. Okay, so again, make sure that you read the syllabus. So I want to start here. This class is called Microsoft Access for Windows, which tells you right away we're going to be focused on Microsoft Access for the entire 12 weeks, and you need a Windows PC. And as a matter of fact, if we scroll on down, under required materials, well, it is an online class, so you need an internet connection. But again, you do need to have a Windows 11 based desktop or laptop PC. So I'm going to go ahead and launch my Windows 11 virtual machine here. So if you have the technical know-how, you can do that too. So while Windows is starting up, this would be a good time to go ahead and pause if you need that break. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So here we go. I have my Windows virtual machine up and running here. You do need to have a Windows PC. So if you have a Mac, a Chromebook, or a mobile device, you need to find a way to get your hands on a Windows PC. If that means coming to campus to use the COS computer labs, if that's what you have to do, then you got to do it, okay? Otherwise, if you do have a Windows PC, let me show you how to get Microsoft 365 for free as a student. You can go into your Viking portal and you'll see Microsoft 365. You can also go to office.com and you will log in with your student ID number at lbcc.edu. So it's going to look like an email address. It's your student ID number at lbcc.edu. So in other words, if your student ID number is, let's say, 01233456, it's going to be 01233456 at lbcc.edu. And you're going to also use your Viking portal password because you should see the Viking portal come up. One thing I would also recommend when you log in to Microsoft 365 is that you click the little checkbox to remember your device, especially once you have Microsoft 365 installed on your PC. All right, so this is the dashboard. They call it Microsoft 365 Copilot these days. But to install Microsoft 365, you're going to see this Install and More button on the upper right. And then you're going to choose Install Microsoft 365 Apps. And then from there, Install Office. I'm not sure what happened here, but you're going to click on the Install Office button. You'll see the installer download. And then from there, you follow the prompts to complete installation, and you should have Microsoft 365 installed on your system, which also includes Microsoft Access. Again, when you sign in, it's going to be your student ID number at lbcc.edu. You will see the Viking portal pop up. Make sure you check that box to remember this device. Additionally, if you're going back and forth between home and the COS computer labs, make sure that you also sign in to your LBCC OneDrive account. Okay, if you have a personal OneDrive account, if you go into your settings, there should be an option to add another account, and you want to make sure that's your LBCC account. Again, same procedure. You go through the Viking portal and make sure you check the box to remember this device. If you think you're going to have trouble with installing Microsoft 365 or following the instructions I have here, you'll want to reach out to the Student Technology Help Desk. And as a matter of fact, when you get to the second page here, you'll see the ways to get support, which includes the Student Technology Help Desk. Later on in the course, you will also install software called Gmetrics SMS. You can see that I have that installed here. I'll give you more details as we get closer to the back half of the course. For this class, we will be using McGraw-Hill SimNet, In Practice Access the author is Nordell. If you go to the LBCC bookstore, the access card should be for COSA 25. It will say SimNet Access. You can do a search on the LBCC website. You go to the bookstore, put in COSA 25 hour section, and you should see the link there. That is the access card. The best and easiest way, though, is to purchase directly in SimNet, which I'll show you later in this video. One thing to keep in mind, SimNet codes from other COS courses are not the same and cannot be used for this class. And then finally, whatever you need to help you take notes, feel free to do that. Here are the important dates, and then let's talk about getting support. This list is also on the campus resources page in your welcome module. These links are clickable. I'll start with COS tech support. So if you go to the left here, you'll see COS tech support. This is what it looks like. And these are the hours for spring. So we have 2 labs, one in M229. This is where I will be for student office hours on Mondays. And then you also have a lab at TTC. If you click on this button, it's going to quote unquote enroll you into the class, and that also opens up Zoom support. If you scroll further down, you'll see a way to contact our instructional assistants. The Student Technology Help Desk is there to help you with LBCC Tech, whether it's getting into Canvas, maybe you got locked out of your Viking portal, or maybe you need help with installing Microsoft 365 and then logging in through your Viking portal and all of that good stuff. Here is their contact info and the hours. Be mindful of the hours and don't wait until the last minute to seek out support. If you are new to online learning, be sure to check out these resources. And as a matter of fact, on our homepage here, where it says online asynchronous, this is a clickable link, and it's also going to take you to online student readiness. So here's the page right here. There's also a set of self-paced modules. It's free and ungraded. It's called Quest for Online Student Success. Be sure to check that out. And then finally, MDSC tutoring. We don't, or as far as I know, we don't have a tutor for COSA 25, and this is through MDSC and not through COS. So if you need that one-on-one tutoring, maybe try contacting MDSC and see if a COSA 50 tutor might be able to help you out with the first few chapters of access. But again, I can't make guarantees here. This is through MDSC. But if you are interested in becoming a COSA 25 tutor, here's who to reach out to. Okay, so keep that in mind. You could also get tutoring for other classes. Be sure to check out the schedule for details. The schedule does change pretty often, so make sure you check back. And then if you scroll on down further, here are some campus resources, including basic needs, accommodations, and Starfish, which I will be using in this class, and you'll see email notifications later on in the course. We each have our own roles in the class, so make sure you understand what our roles are. Again, go through, read through the material. It's very important that you understand what's being asked of you in this class and what my expectations are. So by reading through this, you'll know what to expect in the class and what the expectations are from me. When you get to the last page here, this is our weekly schedule and what we will be doing from week to week. Canvas modules will open 2 weeks at a time. So for the first 2 weeks, we will be focused on creating an Access database and working with tables, which is one of the 4 objects in Access. You're going to be learning about tables, queries, forms, and reports. But we're going to begin with tables because they really are the heart of an Access database. So you'll see for your first week, you have your training sim, which is called the sim book in SimNet. You have your training sim for chapter 1. It is due in the first week. Well, actually Monday, March 10th. It is due as a participation requirement. Everyone in the course has to turn this in on time, especially since we have a wait list. If you don't turn in this training sim on time, I'm going to assume that you're no longer interested in the class, and unfortunately, I will drop you so that I can make room for others on the wait list. You also have a guided project for chapter 1, which will be due along with your 2 independent projects on Sunday, March 16th. Now, keep in mind that Sunday, March 16th is still within the add drop period, so you still need to show up and participate. So if you just turn in the Chapter 1 training sim and then you disappear, or you just don't turn in the projects, again, I will assume that you don't want to be in the course anymore and you will be dropped so that I can make room for others. What I also want you to do is to take the due dates that you see here and plug them into your personal calendar. As a matter of fact, that is the second point here on how to get started. All right, how are we doing so far? Again, I don't have cliff notes or too long didn't watch. I'm not sure how long this video is going to run because there's a lot of important information that I need to convey to you. So if you need a break, you do have that pause button. And now let's talk about SimNet. So you need to register with SimNet, and you can do that by clicking on this link to the left here where it says McGraw-Hill SimNet. Now, this is what it's going to look like. It's a bit incomplete because we haven't started the course yet, and I want to demonstrate how the SimBook works. The easiest way to purchase access to SimNet is to go directly into SimNet, click on your profile. Okay, so when you register, make sure you find the right class, COSA 25, and you're going to go into your profile, and in the products tab, you'll see pay for access. You have 2 options. One is to buy directly online for $64 plus tax, as you can see here. Again, this is for COSA 25. You can buy it online or go to the bookstore, get an access card. You can check online to see what that price is for the access card, and then you can scratch off the code and plug it in here. So those are your 2 purchase options. Or if you cannot buy access right away, you can still sign up for 14 days of courtesy access, which will get you through the first 2 weeks. Okay, after week 2, I'm going to expect that you have purchased access to SimNet. Okay, so that is item number 3 here on registering with SimNet. And then finally, feel free to check into our icebreaker here. Let us know who you are, why you're here in the class, and this way this also builds community. Because if you are in an online class, especially since it's asynchronous like this, where your only requirement is just to basically log in and complete the work, you want to have a lifeline of ways to get support, and this is a good way to build community. Okay, I know some friendships that have developed through online classes. So again, take advantage of these lifelines available to you. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into our weekly modules here. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the modules page. This is the welcome module. Again, you have the list of resources. They are clickable. And let's scroll on down to week 1. So you can see that there are 2 assignments here. The Chapter 1 training sim is due as a participation requirement on Monday, March 10th. Again, everyone in the class needs to turn this in. If you don't turn in, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be in the class, and I will drop you to make room for those on the wait list. And just because you turn in the Chapter 1 training sim doesn't mean that you're off the hook. You still need to turn in your projects, which will be due on March 16th, as you can see here, and it's also in the syllabus. Make sure you take a look at the overview page so that you know what to expect. Okay, so make sure you read through this. And with that, let's take a look at the sim book here. So this is the Chapter 1 training sim, or sim book as they call it. And this is the easiest way to earn points in the class. All you have to do is fill this progress meter all the way to 100%. There are 20 tasks in total, and you can tell where the tasks are because you'll see them here, right? Where it says none, you don't need to worry about. So this is where you find your tasks. So let's go ahead and start here, and I'll show you what this looks like. Now, you can read through all of this, and if you want to print this to PDF or have physical copies, you do have a printer icon right here, but you learn by doing. And you'll see as you move through the page here, you'll see the first task, and there are 3 modes: show me, guide me, and let me try. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can just go straight to let me try, but let me take you through the 3 modes here. We'll start with show me, and with show me, you just sit back and watch.
To modify
Okay, so you get the idea. Now, if you go to guide me, this is step by step, right? Click the navigation pane arrow to the right of all access objects. Well, let's say I don't know what the navigation pane arrow is. I can click on show hint and it's going to highlight it for me right here. And then, okay, now I can move on to the next step and keep going. All right, so let's say I already know this. I can just go straight to let me try because this is where I'm actually going to get the points. Set the navigate to category to tables and related views. Again, I can show hint and it'll tell me here, click the navigation pane arrow to the right of all access objects, select the tables and related views category. Okay, there it is, tables and related views. Boom, let's go to the next step. Change the filter by setting to all tables. And with that, I've completed the let me try. You'll see there's that check mark there. Now to check my progress, I'm going to exit out of the training sim. And you can see that I am now 5% of the way through. And you'll see that I'm done with this one. So you can tell which ones you finished because you'll see a check mark. And again, the goal here is to fill this progress meter to 100%. Now, one thing you should know, don't look at your Canvas gradebook until you actually finish the training sim because the grade syncs automatically. And if you look at your Canvas gradebook, you're going to think that you are failing the class at 5% with this assignment. So complete the training sim in full before checking your gradebook. And again, these training sims, they're the easiest points to earn. You must turn them in on time. Think of them as participation, so don't leave points on the table. And as for the guided project, you'll see that I have a walkthrough video put together, which you can go watch and follow along. Make sure you watch the video so you see how it all works. You do need to have Microsoft Access installed, so make sure you take care of all of that. You deal with whatever accommodations you need to deal with because, again, your 3 projects will be due on March 16th, that Sunday, and it's still within the add drop period. And if you don't turn in the projects, again, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be in the class, and I'm going to have to drop you so that I can make room for others on the wait list. So be mindful of the fact that there is a wait list for this class. And with that, I want to welcome you all aboard to COSA 25. Let's have a good 12 weeks together. Make sure that you are staying on top of things because it's easy to really fall behind in an online class. Thank you for watching and being patient. Let's have a good 12 weeks, and I'll see you around.